Ah yes, the Audi S4, the car that is by definition a gamble. You don't know what you're really ever gonna get with an S4. Will you get the iconic B5 and end up throwing turbos because some goose decided to install a manual boost controller and just send it? You don't know. What about a B6? Do you like blowing up motors? Maybe. You don't know if you're gonna, but you might. Are you a sophisticated cat with a B8 that prefers to not associate yourself with those later generations, but you're still not sure what's gonna happen? Why? Well, because it's an S4 there, bud. I'm Alex, Alex.fi on the socials, and on today's episode of So You Want, we're talking about the car that you all love to look at, but maybe just a little bit, tiny bit scared to probably own. The Audi S4. The Audi S4 is the high-performance variant of Audi's compact car, the A4. The S4 is only offered with Audi's flawlessly engineered Quattro all-wheel drive system, which is a nod to its rally roots. Audi's real introduction into the world is due to its rally sport heart with the Quattro system that decimated all without even having to get international parts from Japan. You think I'm joking? I'm not. Look at the face. Does it look like I'm joking? The S4 started with rally competition in mind. Audi was dominating at the time with their turbo 5-cylinder engine, which was the perfect size for their Quattro platform. It wasn't too small, it wasn't too big, and it wasn't too, well, heavy. It was pretty much perfect, right? Just like the perfect amount of cream in your Oreo. So when they officially announced their production S4, it literally made waves. The OG S4, also known as the C4 S4 or the UR S4 for you Audi nerds, was based off of the Audi 100 sedan and was made from 1991 to 1994. It sported a 2.2-liter turbocharged 5-cylinder, gnarly, which was basically the same engine as the Pikes Peak record-breaking rally car or the 4.2-liter V8 to Europe, only because the US market doesn't get anything cool. We're just gonna stop bringing it up. We're gonna pretend Europe just doesn't exist anymore. But the C4 S4 was one of the fastest sedans of its time, directly competing with the M3, and the S4 completely destroyed it with a faster 0 to 60 time and more horsepower. The C4 had some neat goodies, had a Bosch Motronic ECU, Torsen-based Quattro system, and could go 0 to 60 in over just a nail over 6 seconds. But then something happened. In 1997, Audi released the new generation S4, the beloved B5 chassis. It was amazing. You cannot talk poorly about the B5 S4. It's just not allowed. The car was everything people wanted. It was angry. It was fast. It looked good. It had incredible interiors. It was about as close as you could get to a perfect car from Audi. And when you look at the A6, C5, you're pretty much gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. Not really even sure it was the same company. The B5 S4 was birthed and was significantly faster than previous generations. It was powered by a 2.7-liter bi-turbo, made 258 horsepower, which was pretty good at the time. And although the actual platform was overshadowed by that E46 M3 due to its incredible horsepower numbers, the B5 is still loved by Audi enthusiasts due to its aftermarket potential and beloved exhaust note. Am I onto the B6? No, because the B5 has not given the attention it sorely and needs in the world. The B5 S4 wasn't too much in today's numbers, but its power plant was definitely something to tell mom about. The sequential system was capable of reaching insane proper power without needing an entire engine rebuild. Stage 3 APRs littered these cars because the moment APR could get their hands on one, they just beefed it up, made it super fast. It was pretty neat. Upgraded turbos, intercooler, ECU, two-step, all of it was capable with this car. And even though the M3 never really gave the S4 the limelight it sorely deserved, the B5 S4 is likely one of the highest points for Audi. Not personal preference, it's definitely not 100% factual, not just saying it because I like them. In 2003 though, the B6 platform was announced and the 2.7-liter bi-turbo was killed off. Boo! It was replaced with a high-revving 4.2-liter V8, making 339 horsepower, and it was immediately a hit. The B6 was faster, it was a little fatter, and now had a direct competitor for the E46 M3 instead of being slightly below it. Small problem with these guys though, they weren't that good for a used car. The power plants weren't inherently very reliable, and rumors began to surround the platform that the motor was being capable of just blowing up at any moment. Timing chains in the back of the motor next to the firewall didn't really help things out that much at all. The good news is, though, they could be replaced. Low price, $6,000 to $8,000 by a dealership. We should probably just keep moving. The B7 followed closely behind in 2005 and was essentially just a better looking and riding B6 due to the B6 just being so great. Right, the B7 wasn't really talked about much though because there was not a whole lot there in terms of a big difference for the automotive guy or gal. There was just nothing really to cry home to. It was just kind of there. It was a good thing, but it wasn't, you know, I don't want to upset people. It was just like, it never really hit. The B8 though is where some major changes happened. It was debuted in 2009. It was the first supercharged S4. The B8 is an entirely different car built on a new chassis. It's lower, wider, handled better. The generation came with a 3-liter supercharged motor, making 333 horsepower, which made a few Audi enthusiasts upset because they lost their ever-beloved 4.2-liter V8, but they complained about the 4.2 when it was there and blew up, so there's that. Although the B8 has the extra performance, interior room, interior comfort, and better looks, the B8 is still the least S4-y S4, according to the old Audi enthusiasts, mostly because of its transition to the newer chassis and the fact that it was forced induction, which is a little bit weird because there's superchargers, turbochargers, and B5, but it's just, I don't know. The newest generation S4, the B9, was announced in 2017 and came with the all-new 3-liter turbocharged, making 354 horsepower, but it was only an automatic. It was the first really ever. It was lighter, but it was an automatic. I mean, it handled better, but it was an automatic. And it was an automatic. So we can only imagine what that's like, talking to people on a public forum about. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Oh no, we're here to talk about you wanting one. So you want an Audi S4. Well, buckle up, grab your favorite Nürburgring t-shirt because we're about to get into it here, dear bud, and let's enter into it. Weird transition. The B4s are extremely uncommon and not many people understand what they are when you do come across one. If you do come across them, I don't really know what you do with it. It's a great collector car. It does really drive well, but the B5 on the other hand is the one that most people think about when you say S4. The B5 has an insanely great potential from its bi-turbo 2.7 liter. You can do just about anything to it. You'll see B5s get hooked up with some SD coilovers, staged APR tune, Continental tires, you know, because it's all-wheel drive, all year round, Quattro system, on some rotiform RSCs for the looks. Some will end up going with all the upgraded intercoolers, forged blow-off valves, and much more. The good news though is that you don't have to do much to these cars to make them look good. They're by far the closest cult classic when it comes to the Audi Familia. Was that Spanish for a German brand? No. I was trying to find ways to say no in different languages, but they all just ended up being no. So that joke may not be as good as I thought. The cars themselves, though, have a bit of a troubled history. Because of their price point, they have been beaten up by lots of people when they aren't taken care of, and they will kick the shit out of your wallet. Trust me. Maintenance records on a car like this are the difference between you owning Audis for the rest of your life and just switching to BMW after you own your first one. Not only that, but finding them in the colorway and the style that you want can leave you looking at some pretty spendy B5 S4s. Making sure that if you're looking for one actively, get one that has the timing belt thing handled, or check the records and make sure that it was actually done. Don't just believe the Craigslist ad, guys. It's just gonna happen. Then once you do that, hit up your boys, you know, us, Fitment Industries, for your wheels, tires, and suspension. Sales plug, I get it. That's what we're here for. The B6 has an awesome power plant if you never have to work on it. Anything past that, and it's actually going to be a pretty tough time. Being an S4 enthusiast requires you to also be a heavy-duty mechanic, and here's why. Do you need to change the oil in your B6? Well, you better take off your front end. Do you maybe need to change a headlight bulb? Well, you're going to need to remove your entire front end. Do you need to potentially fill up on gas? You guessed it. The B6, while initially super well received, doesn't see as much love now due to the timing chain issue and their questionable reliability. But they do look darn good on air and on some roadies and some aftermarket exhaust, and they sound insanely good. Now, the timing belts and the timing chains, they're all issues that every car has. The unfortunate thing is that the B6 platform just didn't put it in the best of spaces, and it gives it just a bunch of bad rep. Now, the B7 doesn't get much love because it's too close to the B6, but features some of the same concerns. Check the timing chains. Just do it. It's gonna save you a lot of money and a lot of time. Now, the V8 is a great pick right now if you're looking to get an all year round car that isn't a WRX, if you can afford the maintenance and upfront cost. The 3-liter supercharged motor is fun. It has plenty of torque and it performs extremely well. And it's all on the Quattro system, so you can drive it pretty much everywhere. Like it's like snow tires for your car. The Quattro just allows you to do anything you want, even if it's not supposed to. The B9, how rich do you think we are? These cars are practically brand new. There are many pros for the S4, and there's reasons so many people own them. Since basically each generation offers a different engine, there's an S4 out there for everyone. Looking for a V8 to get that deep V8 sound that looks like you went through puberty at 14. It's done. You want one with 2 turbos? Done. Want some supercharger wine? Easy. They are not an insanely expensive car, nor are they inherently difficult to modify. They're just a bit different, and depending on which generation you get is a direct correlation to how much hair you have left on your head by the time you're 25. Yep. With that saddening comment to close out the video, let us know what you want us to talk about next in the next So You Want series, and drop that in the comment section below. If you just picked up an S4 or you're just looking for wheels, tires, or suspension, be sure to hit up fitmentindustries.com. We got it for all the Audi guys and gals, plus more. And if you don't have either of those, that's fine too, because we do have it for everything. Or just pick up a tee, that's okay too. We don't judge. I'm Alex from Fitment Industries, and we will see you later. Peace.